Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United, and today we are in the final stretch of the title run-in. We're starting at home against Aston Villa, a team we should be beating, although we have lost a game to them before. But the important thing is that there's only 4 league games this season, and it is so close in the title race. Just 4 points separate the top 5 teams. It really is just going down to the wire. Manchester City and Manchester United are the title favourites at the moment. We've got a job of work to do to catch City, because even if we win, we'll only be level on points with them, and they have the superior goal difference. We need a big 10-goal swing in the last 4 games, so we really need the goals against Aston Villa today. I'm not entirely hopeful of winning the league. It's going to be so heartbreaking if we don't do it this season, because we've come so close so many times. But I still think the team's just not there. It's a defence that's really let us down this season, and we need to definitely get some much better players in around those positions. But for this game, it is the full strength team going out there. No real surprises and no real decisions to make in my first teams these days. They kind of pick themselves. It's Origi, Simonsen and Sane at the top, Melagoni, Kovacic and Cook in the middle, Rahman, Lucas, Mamana and Chambers across the back four, and Ketchel is in goal. Kovacic forward to Sane. He beats the defender and another. Sane's got in on goal and he's hit the crossbar. We really needed that to go in. Simonsen plays it over to Kovacic. Ball out wide to Rahman. Puts it across. Origi. Sane with a free header, and he has got the goal this time. We're 1-0 up, 11 minutes in, and I want a lot more goals from here. Badu puts the free kick in. Cleared out by Chambers. There's Corker. Fouled by Origi, not in the area. It is a free kick on the edge of the box. I'm hoping there's not something more serious for Origi. Just gets a warning, and the free kick goes to Villa. It's Dada to take it. It's a dangerous position. He goes for goal, and he's hit the woodwork. Mamana clears it. Kovacic steals the ball from Dada. Now Simonsen plays it out wide to Origi, who's got in on goal, and it's actually beaten the goalkeeper. Divock Origi has somehow got that in. That's 30 goals for the season for Origi. Badu's free kick. Kovacic has won the ball back. He's been very good today. Now Sane has been quite impressive as well. He's just been sandwiched by 2 Villa players. And now Exteberia forward to Adama. Lucas just cleanly takes that ball. Kovacic pings it over the top, and it's coming back to the defenders with Lucas. Here's Melagoni with a chance to maybe put something over the top. It's Kovacic instead, trying to find Simonsen. Kovacic does find Sane this time. He pulls it back, and Melagoni's there to hammer it into the bottom corner. Brady sends the ball forward to Sayers. We need to be careful. I was going to say we need to be careful not to concede, but Mamana's done his usual trick and picked up a red card. How many red cards has Mamana had this season? I don't think I've ever seen a player like it. Adama's corner, cleared out by Lucas. I certainly don't want to concede. We want that goal difference to close with Man City. Zivkovic on the run, plays the ball over to Origi. Exteberia with the tackle. Lucas wins a good header. But here's Veretout. Now Sayers. Pushes it through for Ndong. He can do the same. There's Veretout to Brady. Ketchel saves. Dada taps home an easy, empty goal. And there's their goal difference cut. Simonsen plays the ball over the top for Zivkovic. He's in behind the Villa defence. Holds play up, pulls it back, and Simonsen's there to hammer it home. We get the 3-goal advantage back, and Simonsen finally scores from open play. There's a full-time whistle. It's a very comprehensive 4-1 win over Aston Villa. I would have liked to keep the clean sheet and still get the 4 goals, but that's not how it's panned out. It does mean we temporarily move up to second. We close the goal difference on Man City to 7 goals, but we need to hope that they and Manchester United both lose their games. Well, the team's not massively changed for the match away against Stoke. It's our last away game of the season. I'd like a good result, get a win, and keep the pressure on the teams at the top of the table. Manchester United have already won their early kick-off. Manchester City are the evening game. We're at the 3 o'clock kick-offs. The only change to the team from the last match is that Almanza has come in for the suspended Mamana, who got fined 2 weeks' wages for his actions in the last game. He's actually picked up 4 red cards this season. I decided to check, and that's nothing compared to the number of yellow cards he had. Rahman's another one who is just brilliant at picking up red cards. He's had 14 yellows and 2 reds. And they're the two players. I mean, if it was a system, I would think there'd be more than just two players getting sent off on a regular basis. But Mamana, 4 red, 6 yellow. It's just really unacceptable, to be honest. But hopefully we can get the win today, keep 11 men on the pitch and close down that goal difference gap with City a little bit further. Simonson. Still going, Simonson. He is tackled. Origi's picked up the loose ball, though. Puts it across towards Sane. Simonson still in the box, but Butland claims. Corner from Kovacic towards the far post. Babaraman goes for it. Malagoni edge of the area. He can hit them. He does. He's hit the post. A little deflection on that shot too. Kovacic through to Simonson now. Sane. He is tackled. Augustinson gets the ball forward. Almanza with the header. Here's Traore though. Babaraman with a good tackle. And now we've got the ball with Malagoni. Origi's played in. He's got Simonson with him, but Origi goes himself and Butland claims. Simonson's free kick, taking it from deep. He's looking for Almanza. The header's won by a Stoke player, but Cook gets there first. But that was a cruncher of a tackle. Chambers is on the ball though. And Kovacic dinks it over the top, and Sane's got him behind. Simonson with a bit too much room, and he's always going to find the gap from that angle. That is his 38th of the season, and it looks like he's back to his best. 3 games in a row that he scored. Almanza dinks the ball forward to Sane. He's having a little resurgence in these last few games, but obviously, as I say, that he has to lose the ball. Sanson finds Lurie. He's given it straight to Lewis Cook. Now Sane can try again. Gives the ball away again. Sanson back to Travis. And Lucas has completely missed that header, and Luca is always going to score. That was horrendous defending, and I am so convinced we need 4 new defenders. Bernard finds Lurie, pulls it back, and Lucas hammered it in, and Stoke have turned us over in 2 minutes. Shaqiri's corner, headed away. It's come for Lurie. He takes a shot, and it's deflected into the back of the net. It's 3-1 to Stoke, and we really are just a team of chokers. There it is. It's finished 3-1 to Stoke. We've just completely capitulated. We had a 1-goal lead. We were looking good. And we've just absolutely tanked it. And now there's no way we're catching Manchester City. There's no way we're catching Manchester United. We'll be lucky to hang on to 4th place at this rate. Well, as it is, we are completely out of the title race at this point. We're 5 points behind Manchester United, and we probably will be 6 points behind Manchester City when they play their game in hand. And we're just not going to do it. If we win today, we do move up to 3rd, but everybody has a game in hand on us. We're 1 point clear of Chelsea at the moment. We absolutely have to win these 2 final matches in order to finish in the top 4, because Chelsea are not going to let it be that easy for us. We can at least be confident that this time we will qualify for the Champions League if we finish 4th, because an English team is not going to win the Europa League this time around. But it's just so frustrating. We've come so close and we've absolutely thrown it away. You just have to look at our positions, and we got up to 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, and then it's just dropped off at the bottom. It's just been really poor form. These last sort of 6 games is where we've really thrown it away. There were a few games before that as well. The likes of Chelsea and West Ham were big defeats to have, against Man City as well. Basically every team above us in the league we've gone and lost to, and it's just making me seriously concerned for the mental strength of our squad that we are losing those games at the business end of the season, especially when we're beating Liverpool 6-2, Arsenal 3-1 earlier on. So there's going to be a lot of overhaul this season. It's been 3 years in a row where we've had the chance to win the league and haven't done it, and I just think we need an overhaul, especially in defence. So if we have big bids come in for our big players, I will be tempted to let them go, and that is something I will tell you now ahead of time, so it isn't a shock when we get to next season and are reassessing the team. I'm going to invest in youth players. A lot of the team, especially midfield, are now in their late 20s, nearly 30. Origi is now 29, so a lot of these key players are hitting those ages. I think Sane's probably getting up a little bit as well, 28. So if we start to get big bids in for players like them, and Kovacic, who's 30 now, I'm going to have to let them go because we need to cash in while we can, get them off the wage budget and start to bring in some young players who can be the next generation of the team. This generation has gotten us this far into regular Champions League contention. This will be, I think, the 4th season where we finished in the top 4 in a row. So they've got us out of the Championship and into Champions League regular positions, but we need to take that step forward and win the title. But first things first, we need to finish in the top 4 again, do an Arsenal and beat Spurs. Salazar to Felix, he's playing it over the top, and Thiago Augusto has just been allowed to run in behind us and score, and that is just horrendous defending. Simonson's free kick sends it towards the back stick. It's come for Kovacic, and there's Almanza who's put it over the bar. Simonson's free kick towards Almanza, and Sane has just touched that into an empty net. The goalkeeper in no man's land, and Leroy Sane pulls us level. Simonson's free kick, edge of the area, finds the top corner, and he's given us the lead. Coutinho's free kick cleared out by Babarahman. There's Thiago Augusto, already damaged us once, but Sane can bring it away. Finds Melagoni. There's Simonson. Switches the flank brilliantly to Origi, in on goal, hammers it past the keeper. He's got an absolute thunderbolt of a left leg, and that's 3-1. Ball finds its way to Cook. Now Kovacic holds up the play, sends it out to the right-hand side. Slips it through for Chambers, slips it through to Sane, ball put across, and I think there's a foul in there. The game just lagging a bit. There it is. Carlos Ruiz has given away the penalty, and we've got a chance for 4-1. Melagoni steps up. He's our regular penalty taker, and he's found the bottom corner for 4. Simonson back to Chambers. Ball finds its way to Melagoni, slip through to Sane, in on goal, and in the back of the net for 5. Salazar to Bernat. He's got Mbolo ahead of him, but Carvalho wins the ball and he's released Sane at the same time. He pushes it over to Ronaldo, into Simonson. Good tackle. Melagoni's there though, and it's 6-1. Bernat into Mbolo. There's Bernat again. Over to Felix. Finds Mbolo with a good through ball. He's got players in the middle lining up, and Thiago Augusto makes his 6-2. Well, there is a full-time whistle. It has finished 6-2 overall. It's a good win, especially after we went down early on, and it also means that we have, I think, qualified for the Champions League. I'm not entirely sure the game's correct in saying that. We're only 2 points off the title, but it would take an absolute miracle from here. Well, going into the final match of the season, here is confirmation that we can no longer win the title. It's a straight shoot between the two Manchester clubs. We aren't far off the title. It's that 85, 86 point mark that I'm looking to get us to. I think we're only going to be about 3 to 5 points off it, but it's still just not good enough. I really thought this was a season that we'd go on and kick on, especially with Simonson up top, but it's just not worked out that way. At the moment, we're fighting to keep 3rd place. We could, in theory, nick 2nd if we actually have results go our way and pick up a win today against Middlesbrough, but we need to fight off Chelsea and West Ham. It'd be unlikely if they both won and we lost and they took the position. I think that's the only situation whereby we can get knocked down, because we do have the superior goal difference over Chelsea, so a draw for them would not be enough. We'd finish above them. Both teams have to win, we have to lose, and if they do both win, a draw would also be enough, because we'd knock West Ham out. So we just have to not get beaten today by Middlesbrough at home, and we will finish in the Champions League. Well, I've opened up a as it stands league table in the top right, so we can see how things progress. But here's Simonson. He's got through on goal, but he's put it high and wide. Well, as it stands, we're going to finish 4th because Chelsea are winning. Middlesbrough are yet to have a shot on target, but they're on the ball now. And it wouldn't be an entire surprise for them to score with their first shot on target. Instead, Simonson finds Origi. Babarama with a bit of space can pull it in. And there's Sane. He does give us a goal that gives us the lead. And that will jump us back into 3rd place. And if West Ham can get a goal against Manchester United, I think they might need 2, then we could finish 2nd. Babarahman finds Origi, steps into the box, pulls it across. Simonson's header goes into the top corner. That takes him to 40 goals this season and makes sure we're going to finish in the Champions League. Simonson wins the header. It's come for Kovacic. Now Melagoni. And if you look in that league table at your top right corner, you'll see we are now second in the league. Manchester United must be getting beaten by West Ham, which shows that we had to win this game. Sane just running into the area loses the ball. If we lost this game, we wouldn't even be in the top four. That's how important it is that we get the win today. But something else just to keep an eye on is that game against Manchester City that we lost. Had we won that, we would be top of the table. It really was a 6-pointer, and I knew it was at the time. We lost it 2-1, and it just cost us the league title. It all falls on that defeat. I mean, the game against Stoke, you can argue we should have won it, and then a draw against City would have been enough. But either way, you still needed a better result against Man City. But ultimately, we're not going to win the league because of it, and yeah, I think that's the big step up we need to make. We just need to be picking up these extra points that we're not capable of doing at the moment. Malagoni finds Kovacic. There's Albini. Now Kovacic again to Ronaldo, making his final appearance as a footballer. Babarahman swings the ball in. Simonsen gets a header into that bottom corner. It's a very good finish. Takes him to 41 league goals. And that will be the final act of the season. It's a 3-0 win against Middlesbrough. Well, there's the full-time whistle. It has finished 3-0. We've also finished as runners-up in the Premier League. We've finished second place back into the Champions League. But we have failed to win the title. Manchester City beat QPR 1-0, but we were never going to be able to catch them today. But it does just highlight, as I was saying in the game, that had we beaten Man City, we would have won the league this season. Instead, we finished in second place. So we're not a million miles away from winning that Premier League title, and we haven't been for quite a long time. We're really not that far off it. But the team is getting quite old now. I think we've got maybe one season left with our best players at the peak of their game. So there is going to need to be a bit of an overhaul in defence, and I think maybe some of our older players could make room for that new change. We certainly need a bigger squad for the Champions League next season. I'm going to get rid of a lot of dead weight in the team, and bring in some young blood who can maybe see us through the next few seasons, because we're, I think, at episode 84 now, and if we get to 100 episodes and we've still not won the Premier League, I will be absolutely ashamed of my ability as a football manager, because I can't remember ever struggling to win the league this much. We've been so close for so long, and we've just not been given the transfer budget to really do anything about it either. So we're going to have to let some people go, I think, if we're going to go after the title next season. It's been a fun season, I will certainly say that. We did get some silverware. If we have a look at the competitions, you can see we won the EFL Cup. We could have had 4 trophies this season. Instead, we've just got the EFL Cup. We really need to step up next season on all fronts. We'll be back in the Champions League. That's the main thing. In terms of the team for this season, I mean, our best players, well, they're quite clearly going to be Simonsen, who managed to get 41 goals in 50 games. He's still a world-class player. The big issue with him, as pointed out in the comments last episode, is that he doesn't feel comfortable playing in big matches. And if somebody knows how you fix that, please do let me know. It is quite literally his only fault. If he didn't have that, he would just be the best player in the world. Almost undoubtedly, he would be the best player in the world. I'm not sure what causes that low trait. Probably his leadership, but it's... Yeah, if you know how to fix that, let me know, because it is the only thing he's lacking right now. It's been an absolutely stunning season for him yet again. He got 18 and 17 for us last season, and now he's got 30 and 35 in the league for us this season. When was the last time a Newcastle striker hit 30 league goals? I know who it is. Origi did very well this season. He had a bit of a renaissance again. He's 29 years old now. He's in that area where he's in his prime, but not for much longer. It's the first time he's hit this many goals for a few seasons. He got 13 last season, 19 the year before. Then he had 31 and 30. This season he's got 31 again. He is a 30-goal-a-season striker, but it's a bit patchy, which is a problem. Melagoni did very well, third highest score with 12, then Kostianski. Leroy Sane had a pretty disappointing season by his standards. He did very well in the last couple of seasons, getting 18 and 12 goals, just 8 and 8 on the assists and goals charts in the league this season. Kostianski's a quite promising player, 11 goals in, 12 starts, but 33 appearances overall. Zivkovic, I think, has a lot of usefulness to the team, especially if Sane is struggling. But it's this defensive sort of area that we really need to fix. The likes of Mamana and Chambers. We definitely need a new left back. Babarama's 29 years old now, and he's just not good enough. That is quite clear. The same can go for Callum Chambers. He's 29 years old and just not good enough for the level that we want to play at now. They're good Champions League players, but they're not title-winning players. Mamano's quite good. He's got that competitive streak, which is a real problem. It doesn't show up in here, but he's just getting sent off left, right and centre, and I don't know what's causing it. Hopefully the 2-week wages for 2 yellow cards will stop that. Lucas as well is not horrendous, but he's not a title-winning defender. He also doesn't enjoy big matches, and I think we've got a lot of players who have this trait, and it's what costs us the title and the last stages of the competition. So I think a lot of players with those traits are going to make way this summer. But that is it for this season, I think. If you've enjoyed it, do drop a like on the video. I know it's a little bit frustrating. It certainly is for me, for us to not win this title yet again. But we will be back in the Champions League next season. That is definitely something to look forward to. We'll have less games by not being in the Europa League, which it's arguable it would make up 4 points not playing in the Europa League. And we'll be able to go at the FA Cup again and defend our EFL Cup title. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you want to see how we get on next season. We'll have another video up tomorrow where you'll see the transfers that I've made over the summer, and we'll also play our first league game of the new season, or first competitive game of the new season if we do qualify for the Community Shield. But until next time, see ya.